welcome. It's Frances here. Thank you for coming back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I bid you welcome. I'm coming to you from Ghana country, and as such, I acknowledge the Ghana people of the Adelaide Plains as being the traditional custodians of the land upon which I reside. So I just want to do a little short video in relation to a workshop that I have coming up next Saturday. So that's the 15th of November, because I've had a few people just sort of query various bits and bobs about it. It is done online through the College of Celtic Studies, and it is called Spirits of Place. And as I said, I've had a few people just making a few inquiries and wanting to know a little bit more information. So basically, as I said, each place has its own sort of spirit, whether that sort of is otherworldly or echoes of past people, past events, even past ideas that have actually been imprinted upon it. So this whole concept of spirit of place is not a new one, nor is it connected to any one culture. Woven through numerous cultural traditions and displayed in artworks and literature, and also found within sacred stories and mythologies, as well as spiritual practices, there is this concept or this idea, I guess, very similar to what the ancient Romans referred to as genus loci. And that is genus meaning sort of like spirit and loci meaning local. And I use this term because it is one that we are probably more familiar with. Now, to the ancient Romans, these spirits were often perceived as protective spirits. They could also appear as household spirits, or even connected with various places in nature, such as a spirit that inhabited a river, a hill, a mountain, a forest grove, etc., etc. But they were not always connected with nature, and this is probably a more common aspect of these sort of spirits of place even today. What's interesting about our modern world is that it's very sort of scientific, proven or driven, yet we can still connect in with these guardians. But what we'll be doing through this live streamed workshop is looking at these energetic imprints that can also be found within particular places, buildings. And they can be like, we've got the instances of haunted houses or jails where there has been a lot of trauma, or instances that have happened in the past. And there is definitely an atmosphere connected in with these buildings, even personalities. So the question is, do these energies, these sensations emanate from the place itself? Or are they some kind of energetic imprint left behind during certain experiences? As I said, like very intense emotional experiences, trauma, horrific events that have often happened there in the past. So in this workshop, we will be looking at that, but also moving into exploring why such places evoke memories or profound feelings many years, decades, and even centuries after the effect. Is this because of the collective, of human collective memory, as we see with haunted houses and other establishments, or is there something else? And when we understand the how and the why spirits of place occur and are connected with specific energetic fields or locations, we are then able to work through these to bring about healing, release on different levels, not only for our own selves, but there's also a domino effect for all that have been connected to that place or to that occurrence. And another aspect that I'm wanting to touch on in this workshop is introducing the concept or the practice of Dundedry. Now, this is an Aboriginal word from peoples up in the Daly River area of the Northern Territory of Australia, which really means inner deep listening and quiet, still awareness. Now, I'm sure that many, if not all, Indigenous peoples all around the world had a similar concept or practice, which means that even those of us from Western European Caucasian backgrounds, once upon a time, so did our own ancestors when we go back far enough through all the layers that we have built up, separating us from this really deep connection with nature, which is about focusing around slowing down and reconnecting in with our environment. Now, even the Buddhists have practices such as mindfulness, which is similar, not the same, but similar to Dardidri. And Dardidri itself is really unique because it means this deeper connecting in with the land. I would like to just pause for a moment and honour the work of Dr. Miriam Rose Ungramer, whose work around her foundation that focuses on Dardidri shows us how we can all begin to reconnect, to refocus, to even heal our own selves with this simple yet very profound practice. So we will be sort of, as I said, an introduction to that practice. I'm not Aboriginal in any way, shape or form, but I honour their teaching, especially with this connection in Dardidri, because it's something that I am very passionate about, and I wanting to share it with other people so then we can learn to how to reconnect back with nature, which is very important in our modern age. So if this workshop, Spirits of Place, is something that is beginning to sort of resonate with you, want to know a little bit more about it, just simply go to the College of Psychic Studies, and you can do a search for it, and it's called Spirits of Place. There it is there. As I said, it's happening on Saturday the 15th. Now, this is English time, so 10:30 a.m. to 1:30. So it is a 3-hour workshop. It will be recorded as well. And 10:30 British or UK time works out to be about 9:00 p.m. here in Australia, Central Daylight Savings Time. But if you're in the US, it's about 6 a.m. New York time, so that might not be convenient for you. But it will be recorded. So if you sign up for it, and even if you aren't able to attend it live, you get a copy of the recording. So I hope you want to check it out a little bit more on the website. Go into a little bit more detail, more than what I've just talked about here. And as I said, we will be touching on this concept of Dardidri, which is an Aboriginal concept about connecting in with the earth, like the deep listening that I believe we all need to learn how to do in this day and age, so we can just really cope with all the stuff that's happening out there as well. It's very good for grounding, for centering, not to mention realigning ourselves back with nature, which I'm sure everybody's watching this will agree we need to do. So if you're interested, please check out the website for more information. Thank you. Blessings.